Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ronnie Ocampo, and on this channel we talk all things wildland firefighting, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Today I want to talk about pack tests. So I know previously we have talked about how to prepare for your first pack test. If you haven't seen that video, I will link that down in the description. However, today I specifically wanted to talk about the time that you need to make it in and how to make that happen to be able to pass your pack test. As I've said before, you can probably pass the pack test without training or doing it before the test. However, I would recommend you at least do it one time well in advance before your test to ensure that you can pass it, that you know where you're at, kind of have an idea of what your time's going to be. That way you're giving yourself enough time that if you don't quite make the time or you want a better time for whatever reason, then you have that time to be able to train and to practice a couple more times before your test. Why this is important is because you have done step one. You have decided you want to do fire, right? And you have then probably researched some crews that you want to be on, or at least fire regions that you want to be in. If you don't know what a fire region is, or you're not sure what I'm talking about, I also have a video on that, which I will link down in the description as well. You have applied, you've done your resume, you've done any other paperwork that needs to be turned in, you're waiting in anticipation to hear back, and guess what? You hear back, hey, we want you on a crew. The next step is maybe some crews need you to interview, and of course I have another resource for you, a video which I will link down in the description to kind of help you with some tips on interviewing if they need you to interview. If they don't, then you move on to the pack test. So they will need you to pass a pack test. If you don't know what that is, every single season, every year, you have to do a pack test to get your red card. So what is the pack test? There are 3 different kinds. You have light, moderate, and arduous. If you want to be a wildland firefighter, you have to take the arduous test. So this means that you have to go 3 miles with 45 pounds on in under 45 minutes. Well, 45 minutes or less. So, and I say that because there's a couple different people. You have the young guns who just go lightning fast and get it done as quickly as possible, which is fantastic. So they can get it done in like 20 to 35 minutes and they are just blazing the trails. I never saw those people. They were just long gone. But then you also had your seasoned folks, which were my absolute favorite. I remember we had this guy who timed it down to the second. He knew exactly where he needed to be at what time, and he was not going to make it earlier than 45 minutes. So I knew that if I was ahead of him, I was guaranteed to pass. So that brings us to our different methods. We have 3 that we're going to talk about today. The first one, find a pacer. So this is someone that you know that you can time yourself off of them. So you can find someone who's kind of close in your pace and making sure they're pushing you a little bit so that you know, hey, they're timing me, they know the pace, so you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is just go and make sure you're following them, and if you follow them, you're gonna make it. So if you're new to fire and you don't have a rapport with your crew yet, you can call and see if you can get with someone and practice them before your test, just to make sure they can pace you. If not, you can just find someone in your regular everyday life, like a friend, a spouse, someone who can practice with you a couple times beforehand and kind of pace you out, make sure they're pushing you a little bit, but not so much that you're going to injure yourself, right? But enough to make sure you're going to pass the test. And then the second method is to make sure you do it by time. So this is where you're just looking off your watch. You're going 45 minutes, 3 miles, right? So you're gonna go 45 divided by 3 equals 15. So you know that you have 15 minutes each mile that you have to make it in if you wanna make it at 45 minutes. If you wanna make it in 30 minutes, then you go 30 divided by 3. So whatever time you want, you just take your time and divide it by 3, and that's how many minutes you have to make it within each mile. So that way you can just time yourself and know, all right, hey, I need to speed up, I'm behind. I'm 16 minutes a mile and I'm not going to pass. Or you could be at like 13 minutes a mile. You're like, whoa, I need to slow down. My first mile was way too fast. I have some time I can give myself for the next 2 miles. So you can just time it out that way. And then the third method is using music. So this one you're really gonna have to practice beforehand, but you can make a playlist that you listen to over and over again as you're practicing. So that way you know, hey, by the end of this song, I need to be this far. By the end of these 3 songs, I need to be this far. So that way, when you're doing your test, all you have to do is pop in your playlist and just start going, and you know where you need to be by the end of each song. So there's 3 different methods that you guys can use. Hopefully this was helpful. Please let me know how your tests go. Let me know what method you guys end up using. I would really be interested in hearing about that. So hopefully this video is helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.